Okay, so I'm live. And I guess I'll just wait a couple of seconds to see how many people from the notification gang get here. So basically, as you can see, the name of the video is Class Warfare. Okay, I sweep your mama's house. Hey, what's up? You're first. Platinum, you're second. PZ78, you're third. There's 12 people in here. It took y'all about 30 seconds. Okay, 16 people. Gijan Gijan Mikakaj, Pyman 192, White Lightning Challenger, Expert, Michael Corleone. Hey, Michael. That man's Gordo. Okay. All right, so basically I'm making this video just so I notify everybody of the fact that I'm leaving the country tomorrow night and I'm headed to Quezon City, Philippines. Have to go from JF Kennedy to Manila Airport. So that's a 16-hour flight. And for that 16-hour flight, I'll be flying Philippine Airlines' new non-stop service that goes directly from JF Kennedy Airport to Manila. Like the last time I was over there when I went to Thailand, I flew Emirates, and I flew Emirates from JFK to Dubai and then from Dubai to Bangkok. So I'm going to fly this nonstop service starting tomorrow night for 16 hours. And it's using the new, I guess it's brand new because it's new to their fleet anyway, the Airbus A350-900. And I really wish that they had the Airbus A380-800, but Philippines, I guess, doesn't have the money to buy those things because those are very expensive jets. So the A380, hey Mission Flyer, how you doing? The A380 800 is out of the question. So what they have instead is the A350 900. So basically, this video is titled Class Warfare because what I'm doing is I purposefully booked two different classes so that you could see just how bad flying has actually become and just how much they have people like basically like fighting each other to get space on a damn airplane. It's disgusting. So, what is it? I'm flying two different classes. The first one is Philippine Airlines A350 Premium Economy. So both of the flights are A350 900s. So on the first flight, I'm flying Premium Economy. On the second flight coming back, I'm flying business class. Now, while I'm over there, there's a possibility I might also go to Bali, Indonesia, while I'm there. But I'm going to see how much it costs to fly from Manila to Bali because those places are very close together. And if I do book that trip while I'm there, what I'll have to do is I'll have to also ask for a hotel. Now, I could wait and I could go to Bali later, but the thing about it is once you're already over there, you're already over there, so it's easier to just, go then. Most people do all their flying when they're already there. So, I was looking at a couple of online reviews of Premium Economy and what it's supposed to look like. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my own review of their Premium Economy service. Now, the Premium Economy service is going to get more patronage than the business class because the business class is like $4,000. Premium Economy is like $2,500, wherein their business class ranges between $4,000 and $4,500. So I got discounts when I got on my tickets because what it is through email they have this thing where you are allowed to bid for the price of a seat. So basically, if they have tight flights during peak hours, you can put in a bid and say, yeah, I'm willing to pay this much for the seat upgrade. So let's say you put in like $500 as a seat upgrade and somebody else puts in 1,000. Well, the person who puts in 1,000 is more likely to get taken. I think you may have heard basketball player, I think it's Cameron Newton. He was on a flight. I don't know where he was coming back from, but he offered somebody $1,500 to upgrade from his seat to their seat because he needed the space. And they flat out told him no. And the sad thing about it is these seat spaces that they have in economy class suck so bad in most cases that even if you were now this is what their economy class looks like. So they have I think it's the 3x3x3 configuration in their economy class. And from what I've read, they don't have power outlets at the economy class. So the regular economy class, it's 3 by 3 by 3. But if you're flying upgraded to what is this, premium economy, instead of 3 by 3 by 3, I believe it's 2 by 2 by 2. And I think business class. Oh, yeah, yeah. In business class, no, you know what it is? It's staggered. It's 2 by 4 by 2. And from what I've seen, their business class, I think, is what is it? I think it's yeah. Okay, so economy is 3 by 3 by 3. Premium economy is 2 by 4 by 2, and then business class is 2 by 2 by 2. Because as you go forward, I think the plane gets narrower or something like that. But anyway, I'm going to be making my own video to compete with the other people who have videos about premium economy class, because this is going to be a very well trafficked service because it's a non-stop flight. Like when you fly, a lot of these travel log video guys who do YouTube, what they do is they fly every single class and then they do a video on every single class. So that this way, when people look up, well, is it worth the upgrade? Then your video is the one that they come to. So I'm going to definitely do that. One way I'm going premium economy and back way I'm going business class. So I'm doing premium economy first. So that's going to be the first video I post once I get there. So I'm leaving tomorrow night at about 11 o'clock to get to the airport, but the plane doesn't take off till like 1 or something like that. So I think the flight starts at 1:30, and then it's supposed to take 16 hours, and then I'm supposed to arrive there on July 4th at about 7 o'clock in the morning. So basically, this is what it's supposed to look like if you're in their premium economy class. So it's a 2 by 4 by 2. And the 4 is slightly staggered behind the 2, I see. So they give you, you get a power outlet, Wi-Fi, USB cable, and all that. And I think you get a bigger television screen than you get if you're in economy. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm planning on making a couple of videos. I'm gonna, I have a condo in the Philippines, and that's where I'm gonna be staying. So I'm not staying at a hotel this time. I'm staying at a nice condominium over there, and it's got a swimming pool, and it's got all that stuff, basketball court, weightlifting gym, all that stuff. So that's supposed to be fun. Now, there were a couple of things I also did want to talk about. I just didn't know what format I wanted to talk about it. And number one was things that were happening in the news. Somebody asked me, what car am I getting next? Well, frankly, to tell you the truth, we saw the wide body Charger Hellcat be unveiled, right? And I'm hearing that that's supposed to start at $77,000. And that's $1,000 about within the range of, what is it called? The Challenger, Dodge Challenger Hellcat, right? Frankly, I'm not really interested in that car because, as far as I'm concerned, it's old platform, old technology, and I'm really waiting to see what Chrysler is going to do to upgrade this stuff in the next generation. Because, in my opinion, it's like this. I mean, you think about it. They did add electric steering to the car, but for the most part, it's the same old car that we're already used to. And in my opinion, it's like that's just not enough, because if you're going to spend, this is damn near $80,000 you're basically going to have to spend, and you're getting an old car. You're getting an old platform. All you're getting is the wide body fender flares. To me, that's not enough to justify the upgrade. Now, I'm not going to poo-poo anybody who wants to get one. If you want to get one, most likely you're going to end up getting the Scat Pack. You're going to end up getting the wide body Scat Pack instead. Because most people aren't spending $80,000 on one of these cars at this point. I think most of the hype has kind of died down. Not only that, this isn't a red-eye version. This is a regular Hellcat with fender flares. So basically, it's only 707 horsepower, wherein the Challenger gives you, if you spend that kind of money, you can get a red-eye Challenger, and you get 797, which is just below that of the Demon. So in my opinion, it's like, I really don't like, the car game right now, especially with YouTubers who have to lease cars and they're buying one car after the next and everything. And as soon as that car gets even a little old, they're trading that one in. It's like right now the car game is crazy enough to support a vehicle like this. But if you've noticed, when I do videos and I go to these dealerships, most of those wide body Hellcats, those things are sitting on the lots. Even the regular Hellcats move faster because you're still talking about a difference of $5,000 or $6,000. So for the most part, those things sit on the lots and they don't move that well. Now the Charger, I think, will probably do a little bit better up here at least because the Charger has 4 doors. It's got more space. But the problem is you're still paying an $8,000 premium. And that $8,000 is pretty damn difficult for some people to finance, and it's even more difficult to lease. So my thing is, it's like anybody who gets this car, if I were you, I'd lease it because you don't know what they're bringing out next. And you might want to trade up when they finally get rid of this platform and this body style. And I don't have a problem with the platform. My problem is the technology at this point is old. They haven't made any upgrades in the interior. The only upgrade besides the design is really the electric steering, and some of the components have been slightly upgraded, but that's it. It's like, as far as I'm concerned, there's things that are still missing that are badly out of place. Like, for instance, you still don't get adaptive cruise control. You still don't get front bumper sensors. It's like, you mean to tell me that you're still building these things, you don't have front bumper sensors or adaptive cruise control? It's like, come on, man. There's something wrong with that. If I were you, it's like, even if you have the money and you want to buy one of these things, I would wait. And that was something I always complained about, because from the day I had bought that Charger, I wasn't as in love with it, besides the power it offered, as I was with my 300. I actually really liked my 300 more because of all the features it came with. Like, my thing is, it's like when you buy a car like this, you expect to get every piece of equipment you can possibly get. So my thing is, it's probably going to do really well when it comes to market. Obviously, I'll be at the dealerships and I'll make a couple of videos to see, what kind of new colors, what kind of new stuff they got. But as for whether I'm planning to buy another car right now, it's like most of my money I'm spending vacationing all over the planet. So it's like my Jeep is doing great. It's like I'm not in a rush to buy anything new. I really want to see what the new product's going to be like. I want to see if they're going to make the elephant, you know? So we'll see what happens. I just don't know, honestly. We'll see, because my thing is, I can't see, these are $30,000 cars that are marked all the way up to fucking $100,000. I can't see spending like over 75 for one of these things, even if it is a Hellcat and all that. I can't see spending $100,000 for one of these cars. I just can't. And the red eyes around here, they're trying to sell for 90 and 95, and I'm like, yo, that's a $30,000 car. It's like, what all you got in it makes it $100,000? It's like, I just don't see that anymore. The hype has died down. So that's just me. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to probably trade in their cars to buy it or whatever, but I'm not feeling it. I mean, I love the way it looks. I think the thing looks great. And anybody who buys one of these things, well, guess what? You're going to be spending a lot more money on tires. But I guess if you're spending $80,000, you really don't care. You're not worried about tires. You're not worried about gas, I suppose. My thing is, the average person, they're going to buy one of these things and they're going to start modifying it and this, that, and other. You're going to be spending top dollar on every piece of equipment, because these tires are not a regular size. They're not drag radials, but they're not a regular size, So it's not like, buying the Demon, and as soon as you get it, you snatch the drag radials off and you put some street tires on so you can actually drive the thing, because otherwise it's too dangerous to drive just in case it rains. But we'll see what happens. Because to tell you the truth, like, for the longest, I mean, Dodge, they had released no information. There were no spy shots. There was nothing. Then all of a sudden they put out the wide body Charger. They test how the audience felt about it. And then next thing you know, you find out it's coming to production. Well, that's really interesting and everything. But the problem is, we've had the Charger since 2014. They need new cars. You had the Challenger 392 since like 2011, and you've got the Charger since 2014 in its current form. But that's still a facelift on basically a 2011, 2012. So my thing is, those cars are damn near 10 years old. I mean, I think it's really time to replace those cars, I really, really do. I think it's time to replace these cars. Because at this point, I mean, you're going... Now, granted, the platform is great. They're saving money making this platform and everything. But the problem is, they're marking these damn things up to $100,000. And it's old technology. Every bit of it is old at this point. These cars all have the same issues platform wise, because basically you have this platform riding on these very big wheels, and front end issues, rear end issues. I know a couple of people at Hellcats had to replace their rear end. They weren't even 5,000 miles in, but fortunately it was covered under warranty. That's as long as they didn't buy it used, because this is a car I would never buy one of these things used ever. If you buy one of these things used, you're basically asking for problems, because, I mean, the first generation of Hellcats, they had bearing issues. So the superchargers had to be replaced. Now, granted, a lot of people insult Dodge quality and this, that, and other. The thing about it is German cars spend even much more time in the shop, because they give you all this electronic equipment. A lot of that stuff, things happen, things go bad. But with Dodge, it's mostly mechanical issues. It's just crazy shit that just pops up. Like, I know people who've had steering problems. Now, that was with the first generation model. I don't know if the new steering, which is electric for the wide body, I don't know how well that will do compared to the old steering for the old model. But again, only time will tell. Like, basically, this is when you buy a car like this, you're a tester. You're basically, everything you do, your vlogs and everything, basically you're telling everybody your experience. And a lot of people aren't going to jump into that experience because they don't want to spend the money and they don't want to take the risk. So there's a lot of people who are going to buy this thing as soon as it comes out, but I just don't see myself being one of them. Another problem that I have with this car is it's too small. So when I sit in the cars, my head is touching the goddamn ceiling. The Jeep SRT, I have no problem sitting in that car. So it's perfect. It's very comfortable. It's very spacious for all four people or five people who are sitting in it. It's very spacious. But they have to make these cars bigger. The rear seat is not big enough. See, with the first generation Charger and the first 300, the height on the ceiling was better because they didn't stretch the roof back as much as they have it now. So people may remember, if they were in a first generation, that the roof line was actually like here. Like, instead of being raked back this far, the roof line was actually like right here. So it gave you a feeling like you were sitting in a submarine. And I actually really liked that because it made the car feel a little bit more protective. But the problem was, if you were the first person at a stoplight, you couldn't see the stoplight. So what they did was they said, okay, what we'll do is we'll stretch this roof back. And when they did that, that was cool. But the problem was, instead of making it taller, they only stretched it back. They made it shorter. So now if you're in the rear, you have less headroom right here. And then on top of that, if you're right here, you have less headroom right here too. So at this point, the first generation was a bigger car. And I also like the first generation seats a lot more. Like, they were far more supportive, and they weren't flat like the new generation. The new generation is just the seats are flat. They don't give you as much back support. They don't have the heavily bolstered size that the first generation had. Like, I missed the what was it? The 2006 SRT seats. Those were some damn good seats. I really wish that they had kept making that seat, because that seat was a really, really good seat. Now the problem was it didn't have what was it called, heated and cooling, and now everybody wants cooling in this. But I tell you, both these were big, huge seats, and then the bolsters on them were pretty generous for big people. I know people who have like BMWs and they have Mercedes, and they complain about the bolstering on the sports seats in those cars. But the problem is, when you buy a car like that, the sports seats, they're heavily bolstered to, hold people in the seat as if they're going to a track or something. The people buying these cars, they're just going back and forth to work. They're doing daily driving. They're not going to any fucking tracks. It's really so stupid. But I really, really miss these seats, and they were so big and thick, and they had a better feeling, like they were built to last longer than the newer ones. The newer ones just, they don't have the same quality. In fact, in my 300, one of the pistons for the seat actually failed, and I had to take it in, and they had to do a repair on it. They told me if I didn't have my warranty, it would cost me damn near $2,000 to have that piston replaced. I'm like, that's fucking crazy. Meanwhile, these seats from the 2006 models, these seats were so thick and so densely packed until those things felt like they'd last forever. They were built damn near like Lincoln seats. Even the Viper had seats like that. Like, that's amazing. Like, that they were able to squeeze these big ass seats into a car like that. That's amazing. Yeah, but I'm not in a rush really to buy anything. 'Cause to tell you the truth, like I've said this before, I've been kind of bored. It's like they don't really have anything new except for a bunch of econo boxes, a bunch of crossovers, a bunch of SUVs, and then at the extreme end, there's a bunch of sports cars that you can't really afford. Like most people aren't spending 150 or $200,000 to buy a goddamn sports car. Doesn't make sense. You got to pay all that insurance and everything. It's like the people who are buying cars like that. It's like, God bless them, but it's like right now, a lot of people ain't trying to spend that kind of money. The Charger redesign, who knows? Because I'll tell you, I mean, you got to understand, this car has looked like this since 2014. We're going on 6 years come 2020. And their answer is to simply release the same car with fender flares and electric steering. I mean, that's 6 years, though. You think about it. The first Chargers came out in what? 2000, the first Charger SRT models, what were those? Those were 2007 or 2008. Like the Magnum, I remember hit the streets first. From what I remember there was a 300, the Magnum, the Charger. They hit the streets one after the next. I think those were 2006, 2005 model cars, right? So from 2005, 2006, they changed it in 2011. And then after 2011, they changed it again in 2014, which was like damn near back to back because most people weren't buying 2011s. They were buying 12s and 13s. And then when the 14 came out, they changed the entire style to make it aerodynamic. And since 2014, there's been no major change. It's been the same thing over and over and over. So they've all set on the same exact platform that they had in 2011. So basically, this car is really going on. The platform's damn near 10 years old. If you want to count the LY platform as a reinvention of the LX platform, but the LX has been out since 2006. So my thing is, it's like it's time to renovate, man. It's time to get new stuff. We need new equipment. We need new stuff. The interiors are where the most, I have the most criticism because the interior of the Hellcat looks damn near the same as the interior on one of the freaking Scat Packs or the interior on an SXT. Like, if I spent top dollar and everything, I would be very upset seeing somebody buy a Scat Pack wide body and their wide body, all they got to do is take the Hellcat badge off and black the car out, and then all of a sudden it looks like they have a Hellcat. It's like, and then if they put an exhaust system on it, now it sounds like they have a Hellcat, minus the supercharger whine. But then again, nowadays you could just put a supercharger in the car. You only spend like $5,000 or $6,000. So I don't know. I just want to see new products. They need to bring out new stuff. New stuff is needed, man. We need new stuff. But yeah, that's the long and short of it. So basically, the only reason why I made this video is so I could make a public notification that I'm leaving the country tomorrow. And somebody said the only difference between the 2019 Hellcat and the 392-17 is leather on the dashboard. Well, I've seen the new 19s. They have a stitched dashboard and everything to make it look a little bit more expensive and everything. But other than that, it's the same damn interior. And just throwing a little bit of leather really doesn't change much, So it's like they really need to upgrade. They need to upgrade bad, because at this point it's like they've just had these things a little too long, So yeah, I've seen the 2019s. Every time I look at a 2019, I always look at the stitched leather. They just need new products, and that's the bottom line. Dodge has been sitting around too long. And I guess they've been resting on Challenger and Charger sales. But I think the smartest thing they did was doubling down on their SUVs, because the Journey is still selling well. The Durango is selling well. The Jeep Grand Cherokee is like award-winning. It's sold so well. Those things sell like roaches. It's like every day I drive, I see like 5 or 6 silver Jeeps. I don't really see SRTs that much because gas is high here. Gas is like $3 a gallon or something. It's like $3.20 or something like that. But The thing about it is we need new products. That's the bottom line. We need new products. And most other companies aren't really doing anything innovative or exciting, or at least they're not doing anything innovative or exciting for a price you can really afford. Unless you're used to spending top dollar for stuff. But it's like, nah, we need new stuff. We need new stuff. And right now, I wouldn't be buying any of the products that are coming out because it's old stuff now. Everything's old. And what bothers me more than anything is if they're getting rid of the SRT badging, then that means that these new cars that come out just aren't going to be as exciting as the old cars, no matter how much power they have. It's like they're getting rid of the SRT band, the brand. When do you suggest the new update charges? I think the new charges and challenges aren't coming until 2021. Now, I'd like to think that they're coming in 2020, but with Dodge, you just don't know. Because you think about it, even if they make the announcement in January of 2020, it's still going to take like a year for that stuff to hit the street. So my guess is this is going to be 2021 upgrades. Like even the Jeep Grand Cherokee, this is going to be 2021. But the point I have to say is we're not going to know what anything is going to look like until you actually see a new interior. And right now, we haven't seen any new interiors. Right now, we're still watching the old interior being used over and over and over and over. So I just don't know what's going to happen. I just don't know. But, it's nice that they're getting electric steering. I read somewhere that they might be getting hybrids. They might be hybridizing the Charger, and they might put, like, electric motors on the front and a gas motor in the back. I think if they do that, they're going to have a string of electrical problems. But time will tell. Maybe they'll get it right. Maybe they won't. I don't know. The Dodge Caravan, a minivan, nobody wants that. It's like I think most people would rather just buy the Journey. I still don't think they will ever make a two-door Charger. I don't know. Time will tell, man. Time will tell. Time will tell. I really don't know either. Will there be a two-door Charger? Well, what bothers me more than anything, and I've said this so many times, Maserati and FCA are basically together, right? And if I were to make a Viper, if I were going to build a Viper right now, what I would do is I would take the Gran Turismo and I would build a Viper based on that. I don't give a shit how fast it goes around a track. I give a damn about, number one, being able to fit in it, and number two, about it being fast. If they were to build a Viper or even a two-door Charger, and they were to use the Gran Turismo's body, because this platform is old too. This is old, so I know this is paid off. But my thing is, if they were to make a two-door Charger, this is the car that they should be using. And if they use this car to do it, this is actually a very spacious car. And if they were to use the GT, they could put the Hellcat engine in this car and they could make a fucking missile out of this car. They could make this thing so fast until it would be basically unbeatable, It says, man, big truck. Someone from SRT posted a big on Instagram with a 300 in the new 2020 cinnamon stick color and then deleted it off a day or so later. So I'm wondering, does that mean the 300 will still be around? The Chrysler 300, as far as FCA is concerned, they said the Chrysler 300 is dead. And when I say it's dead, it's like Chrysler itself has two fucking cars right now. They have two. I don't. Let's look at their website. I don't think they even have barely anything left on their website at this point. It's crazy that Chrysler went from having the PT Cruiser, they had the PT Cruiser, the Aspen, they had the 200, and now they're down to nothing more than, let's see their vehicles. This is what they have. They've got the 300 and the Pacifica, and that's it. So a 2019 300, I'm pretty sure they have discounts up the ass on this car because nobody pretty much wants it anymore. Anybody who's in the market for one of these cars would probably more likely end up in a Charger. But it says starting at $29,000, build price. I don't know. It's like they've killed Chrysler. They're literally killing Chrysler. They don't want Chrysler to exist anymore. They're more than happy just building Dodges and Jeeps, and they've basically killed Chrysler. And they're more than happy selling those shitty Fiat cars that we don't want. And what I love, when I pass by the Fiat dealership, those cars just sit there. Nobody wants them. It's disgusting. So a brand new 300 limited all-wheel drive, pretty much fully loaded, is close to $50,000. Now, when I bought my SRT 300, that was like 56, I think. And I mean, granted, anybody who buys a car like this, I guess they want to feel like they're in like a luxury car, like an E-Class. My problem is the 300's interior is old at this point, and it's like they really have, like, my thing is, if they're gonna get rid of Chrysler altogether, then I don't know what they're gonna do with the minivan. The Pacifica, I think, is selling pretty well, so I just don't know. Right now I don't know what's happening with that company. What I do know is that it's being poorly managed. That's what I know. That's what I know. So I mean, they barely advertise. They're still pushing old cars off on us for $100,000 now, or $90,000. They're pushing old cars with some equipment in them for freaking $90,000. It's like, it's ridiculous. First of all, the E63 AMG. First of all, I love the E-Class interior, regardless which model you get, because it's a really, really nice interior. It's a very luxurious interior. My problem with them is the twin turbo engines suck. I hate the sound of turbos. I don't like it. I'd rather have a less powerful, naturally aspirated V6 than to have one of those shitty twin turbos on my car, because I don't like the sound. You don't understand what I'm saying, but I can hear that high frequency vibration and I hate it. Mercedes cars, I think, are louder than they used to be when they have twin turbos. But the V8 models, I hate. Oh my God, I love the V8 naturally aspirated. But I do not like twin turbos on my cars. If I would get a car, I want a supercharger. I do not want a twin turbo. I don't like the dynamics of driving them. I don't like the way they sound. So yes, I'm biased against twin turbos. Now, some people think that's cool and everything, but most likely they're coming out of 4-cylinders, so they don't really know what a great car is anyway. I mean, I've been to the mountaintop. I've driven fucking Hellcat, for God's sakes. SRT Jeeps. It's like, I wake up to a V8. I don't want no goddamn twin turbo, nothing. As for Audi Q8, it's not, I would say it's not bad. I mean, it's basically a lower end Lamborghini Urus, because that's all I really saw when I drove the Urus. It's like that thing had horrible turbo lag. It's like, it's sad that people are such badge whores that they think that they're getting so much if they go and spend a waste of money of lease a Urus. But the Q8, it's like, first of all, if you buy a typical Audi, those things are slow. Like, those things aren't powerful. Those things are slow. Like, what does this thing comes with? What does this thing come with? What kind of engine does this piece of shit come with? This thing is slow. 369 horsepower, really? You gotta be kidding me. So somebody's spending damn near $70,000 to start, and all they're getting is 369 horsepower, or 369 torque, 335 horsepower. That's even worse. 335? Are you kidding me? What do I think of it? I think it's slow. God help the fool who tries to race me with one of them goddamn Audis in the street. God help that fool. He's like, yeah, I've got an Audi, and all you've got is a piece of shit Jeep, so I can race you. Man, I will toast your ass. I will toast you so bad you'll think I have a Trackhawk. And if you pull up to me, I'll be like, no, I don't have a Trackhawk. I just have a Jeep that's faster than a slow-ass Audi. Audis are slow. 335? Are you kidding me? Basically, when you buy an Audi, you're only buying it so you can drive what looks like a computer on the inside. It's like, I've also been hearing that people have been reviewing these things. They've been saying that they don't like the dual infotainment screens as much as they liked having just one and the knob, because Audi got rid of the knob so that they could put all these fucking screens in. How many screens do you need? It's like, I've got one touchscreen, the thing works just fine. Says they need to make a performance version of the Q8. No. The performance version of the Q8 is the Lamborghini Urus. It's the same goddamn car. And I drove the Urus, and believe me, like, I know, like, some people would say you're kicking the tires, or some people would say you're hating on it because you can't afford it. First of all, I bought 2 houses. If I really wanted a Urus, I'd probably sell a house and stop renting it out. I'd sell the house and buy a fucking Urus. It's not worth it. It's a Q8 that has a Lamborghini badge on it. Even if I could, even if I had the cash, I would never buy a car like that. I just wouldn't. It's slow. It's got that twin turbo lag. The Trackhawk is faster than yours. I don't care what anybody says. The Trackhawk is more powerful and it's faster than yours. When you slam on the fucking accelerator, the yours has horrible turbo lag for like 2 seconds, and it's like the car does nothing when you step on that shit. Like if you slam on it, like if you did that shit with even my truck, that naturally aspirated V8 just it's got the torque, that low end torque. You cannot get low end torque from anything else but a naturally aspirated engine. When you have a naturally aspirated V6 or V8, you get that low end torque that you cannot get from anything else, especially a turbocharged car, because turbos have to spool up. Somebody says, what do you think about Dodge reducing the funding to SRT from 75%, 85% to 25? Well, listen, 2 Pro 2. I think it's obvious what's happening. They're trying to kill SRT off. They're killing it off. So they're saying that they're going to leave SRT as a Dodge brand only. So they said that the Jeeps aren't going to have SRT on them anymore. Obviously, Chrysler's dead. The Chrysler SRT is basically dead. So anybody who buys a Chrysler SRT, that's actually a classic car at this point. You might even be able to get classic car insurance on that car. But the Chrysler 300 SRT is dead. And they said that Dodge only is going to have SRT as the performance brand. There's going to be no Chrysler Hellcat. I got fucked. I got tricked and I got screwed because I thought there was going to be a Chrysler Hellcat. They fucked me out of a Chrysler Hellcat. I'm never going to forgive them for that. So basically, if you want SRT, the only choice you'll have is getting the Dodge product. You won't have the choice of getting the Jeep product, and you won't have the choice of getting the Chrysler product. Now, as for Jeep, even though they're getting rid of SRT, they said that they're going to double down on this Trackhawk bullshit, and Trackhawk is going to be the performance Jeep. So my guess is, they won't have SRT on it. They'll just say, okay, because they said they were going to kill off the 6.4 liter Hemi, if I'm not mistaken. So it looks like you'll only have a choice of getting the Hellcat model or one of the, if they keep the 5.7, maybe you'll be able to get that. But right now, we just don't know. It's like nothing is. They're not telling you shit. They're not. It's like this wide body Charger. That's the only thing they brought forward, and even that's based on an old car. It's like they're not telling you shit. There's no spy shots. There's nobody within Chrysler sneaking information to us. It's like you think all the people who work for Chrysler. Nobody's saying shit. It's like that's not a good way to advertise. It's like you got to whet my appetite. Do you recommend if I find an SRT 300 to buy or save my money? If you were to buy a 300 SRT, my thing is, if you do buy a car like that, make sure you have an extended warranty on it, whether you get it from Mopar or AAA. AAA offers a warranty. I told my cousin about it because he has a car and he needed an extended warranty. He went and got the AAA warranty. As far as I know, AAA not only covers towing of your car, but they also cover loaners if you pay for it, and they also cover like repairs to the car. My thing is the Chrysler 300 SRT. If you can get one in low mileage, good condition, I would say do it. But the problem is it doesn't make sense to spend that kind of money on that unless you get it at a really good discount. Like my thing is I couldn't see at this point paying more than $40,000 for it, which would be a steal at this point. Problem is if you get one, it's going to be used or it's going to have high mileage. Now, those V8 engines can take high mileage pretty easily, and if you change out the braking system, you can have what feels like a brand new car. My only thing is, why spend all that money when you could just go buy a Hellcat, Especially now that Hellcats are used, coming off lease and coming back from people who bought them. And, it's like you can buy a Hellcat used for less than $50,000 nowadays. So, would I buy a 300 again? At this point, the car is too small. You'd be better off, if you want a car that you can keep for a long time, you're better off buying the Jeep. You really are. I've been saying this for a while. I think the Jeep SRT is really Chrysler's best product, FCA's best product. I can't even say Chrysler anymore because they basically killed Chrysler. Says, do you see the Elephant engine in a Dodge product? I hope so, but I just don't know. It's like they released the Elephant as a crate engine, but they did the same thing You know, they did the same thing a while ago with the Apache 6.4s, and they released it as a crate engine, and the next thing you know, they started putting it out in regular production cars. I think at this point, Dodge has no choice but to release the Elephant because now you got Mustang creeping up on you, and they've got this 760 horsepower crowd killer. Because if they put that thing out, they'll be using those cars to kill entire crowds, man. They'll be killing entire crowds with that car. They'll be murdering people, and they won't even be doing it on purpose. They'll just be driving around in circles, like running down like innocent bystanders. It's like I had seen a picture. What was it? The cops were supposed to get. Oh yeah, I don't know if you've seen this picture. It says, yeah, California police receive a 730 horsepower Saline Mustang, and then the person says this cop is going to pull up to the crime scene and hit all the witnesses. So I don't trust Mustangs. They're not well balanced. They're too light. It's like when you have that kind of power and you don't have a lot of power on your front wheels. It's like if you have a lot of power and not enough power on your front wheels, that's the reason why those cars go out of control. Meanwhile, a Dodge car, those cars are heavy, they have heavy steering. They don't easily go out of control. The only time you'll see a Dodge running out of control is when the moron takes the fucking electronic stability control off and tries to drive around like it's cool, and then all of a sudden realizes that the fucking wheels are slipping like crazy, and then he slides into something, hits something. But you usually do not see that kind of wanton destruction out of a Dodge car. You just don't see it. Dodge cars typically are balanced enough not to have that problem. And what's worse is you get these guys with these Mustangs and these Corvettes, and they put bolt-ons and shit on their car, and then they got a car that's so powerful they fucking can't control it, and that shit goes into a ditch or it hits an innocent mom and her child. It's like we don't need these Mustangs around, not with that kind of power. It's like I'm afraid to race those things because they'll run right into you. Like you'll be side by side, and the next thing you know, they'll slide right into you and hit you in the fucking door or the fender. It's like I don't want to race a Mustang. Those things are dangerous. Mustangs can't drive straight on a straight track. It's like I don't want those things near me. It's like anything that I think could get into a car accident. It's like you keep that shit far away from me. I don't want that shit near me. I don't like that. I don't want one of those things near me. Those things are too dangerous. I don't like them. I don't like them. But it says, I am here in regards to threats through mobile live streams. Who's making threats, J-Lord? Who's making threats through mobile live streams? It says, I am here in regards to threats through mobile live. Who's making threats through live streams? I know I'm not. It says, wait, I got a valid question. Do you see a all-wheel drive on all new Dodge Chargers? The answer is no. Dodge products, when it comes to all-wheel drive, they're limited to the GT. I think you know that Shelby 500, I'm not interested in it. What do I think about it? I'm not interested in it. I don't know how to answer it any better than that. I don't want that. So as far as Chargers go, in order to get all-wheel drive, I think you have a choice between the SXT and the GT. So what is it? I have to check their listing because I haven't looked at it in a while. Like, I don't want to give out false information because then you'll have somebody say, oh, you're stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. They got it on this and that. I don't know. So right here it says SXT all-wheel drive. That's $34,000. Do I want to challenge a red eye? The answer is no. It's too small for me. That car is too small for me. I don't want to challenge a red eye. I would never buy one, not unless it was given to me. It says, we have had certain stream viewers blant threats through some mobile live streams through live chat. So, wait. Well, I don't think anybody's threatening me. And even if they are threatening me, they're going to have a hard time doing anything to me because in about, 12 hours, I'm going to be on the other side of the planet. So they're not going to be able to do shit to me. He should wait for... Yeah, I think you should wait for the next generation products. I mean, it hurts for me to say that because I know Dodge is still turning out Chargers and Challengers, but I don't want any of the current generation stuff. I want something with a new interior. I want something with new technology and all that new stuff. It's like now it's like things are old. So you have the GT, and as far as I can tell, the GT is rear-wheel drive only, but you have all-wheel drive offered on the SXT. Now, Dodge has to change the way this looks because this is ugly. I saw a dude on the road today. He had an SXT and he had a SRT hood on it, but it still looked ugly. The front of this never looked good to me. I never liked the way. It says some threats may be valid, so YouTube moderators are going stream to fix this problem. Well, okay, listen, if you guys out to protect me, that's fantastic. I love it. Good job. Keep us protected. That's fabulous. So anybody who tries to threaten me, though, they're going to have a hard time doing anything to me because in less than 24 hours, I'm going to be on the other side of the planet. So good luck to them threatening me. Good luck to them finding me and shit. They don't know where I live, and they sure as fuck can't get me on the other side of the world. So good luck for them. It says, if you have any type of threats through chat, just report them and we will send them. Okay, J-Lord, no problem. If I have any problems, I will definitely report those people. Most people know not to do that on my channel because they come to my channel and start that shit. I just ban and block them, and then there's nothing they can do at all. So, most people aren't going to do that stuff to me. But, whatever. I mean, if somebody wants to try to track me down and shit and try, oh, yeah, Big Try, I don't like what you said about the BMW. Well, just know that I carry a Kimber 45 on me, so it's going to be a really short conversation. So, that's all I'm going to say about that. But anyway. Philippine Scooch. That's right. Philippine Scooch. 24 hours till the Philippine Scooch. How about some Philippine Scooch? I'm going to be making some videos of Philippine Scooch. Philippine Scooch Patrol. You want to patrol something, don't patrol the comments. Patrol the Filipino Scooch. It's like, hey, Big Truck, do you have an Instagram? I have an Instagram. Same name, Big Truck Series. I barely use that shit. Instagram to me is like, there's not much payoff. It's like, it's not that interesting to me. So every now and then I post like 1 or 2 photos on it. When I go on vacation, I'll probably post like 1 or 2 photos. I really don't use it that much. No, I don't use Snapchat. That's something these high school kids use. I don't use it. Like, it's like if I don't really know how to use it, so I'm not interested. How about the Ram TRX? The answer is no, I'm not interested in a Ram truck. If I had a job where I needed a flatbed or a pickup, yeah, I'd probably be interested in it, but right now I'm not interested in it. Right now, I'm satisfied having a Jeep. I'm not really looking for anything bigger. The Ram trucks are huge, though. I have to say, those things are huge. You're talking to a Philippine girl? Oh, if you're talking to a Philippine girl, what you need to do is you need to get the same flight that I'm getting. I think I told you, Savage, I don't know what time you came in, but tomorrow I'm taking Philippine Airlines, and I'm going to be on the A350-900 nonstop 16 hours flight from JFK to the Philippines. And I'm going to be in the Philippines for the entire month of July. I'm going to be over there in Southeast Asia for the entire month of July. So I'm not coming back here until August 2nd. So I'm out of here. Oh, the Lincoln Navigator is really, really nice. It's like a yacht. Like, the problem that I think it has, though, is that it's so expensive because anybody who wants a Lincoln Navigator, the old Lincoln Navigator loaded was in the 80s, but this new one's like $110,000. Most people can't swing that. So I think a lot of people who want one are waiting to buy one. But that's a lot of money to buy a Lincoln Navigator. But I have to say, Lincoln has done an excellent job building that truck. I'm very impressed with the interior. However, when it comes to seating comfort, I'm not personally comfortable in the Lincoln Navigator. To tell you the truth, I'm more comfortable in the Cadillac XT6 that I reviewed yesterday. And I'll also say this. I'm more comfortable driving the Cadillac XT6 than I am driving the Cadillac Escalade or the Lincoln Navigator. So, me personally, if I was buying a truck tonight, it would probably be the XT6. And the XT6 is less than my Jeep by about $20,000. The XT6 that I drove yesterday in the video, $61,000. So I'd actually be saving money buying the Cadillac than I am driving this fucking SRT Jeep. But the thing about it is with Cadillacs leasing and everything, I think the best you could probably do on one of those things is about $700 a month, maybe $800. Do I think Dodge is going to redesign the Durango? Yeah, eventually. But again, they're content selling old platforms with upgraded engines. And you know what's funny about that? It's actually a brilliant marketing strategy when you think about it. The fact that you can go to Dodge and you can get a car as cheap as $34,000 with all-wheel drive, or you can spend $90,000 and you can get a wide-body Hellcat for $80,000 plus options. Because with the you got to understand something. They're saying that this wide body Hellcat, they're saying this thing is going to start at $77,000. $77,000. So, and I knew that was going to happen because the wide body kit adds like 8,000, because it's not just fender flares. A lot of people think it's just fender flares. It's not just fender flares. There's electric steering added into this car. So you're talking about, it's not a brand new car, but it's got electric steering now, and it's got wider sway bars, and the tires on this car are more expensive now. See, a lot of people who went out and bought SRTs and bought Hellcats, they didn't realize how much money they'd be spending on these things, until they actually started to having to replace parts like tires and stuff. So this car starts at what, $30,000, right? That wide body kit adds damn near $8,000 to the. Well, look at this. The Hellcats, right? Hellcats are $67,495. The wide body Hellcat is starting at $77,000. So they're adding damn near $10,000 to this car. Now, I don't know what the transaction price is going to be, because, they're saying that you can get these Hellcats monthly $580 if you buy it on a lease. So they're saying you can get your Hellcat for $580 for 36 months, assuming you've got excellent credit, right? But the thing about it is, once you start adding features into this thing, like if you got, the moonroof specifically, because I got to have a moonroof. Gotta have a moonroof. I can't be in these damn things with no moonroof. I have to be able to see above me and out to the sky. I gotta be able to see that. So the gas guzzler tax is a fucking option. It's $1,700. That's not even an option. You got to pay that shit. But you can get orange brake calipers for $495, or you can color your brake calipers for $495, right? So let's see. Exterior. What is this? How many colors they got on this thing? Models, powertrains, exterior packages. Because you still got to get. Look at this. You still got to get your power seats. So I got to have my powered seats. You still got to have. What is this? Navigation. Gotta have that. There's no fucking way I'd ever buy one of these things without a navigation system. Harman Kardon audio. Gotta have that. Otherwise, you're not going to be bumping. Exterior. Let's see. What color would I want? I would want. Oh, $69. That's not too bad, right? I have a B5. I like B5. Okay, so that's B5 blue. And they got the black. Well, you know what? If I option it out like mine, because one thing about Tour Red, my color for my Hellcat was actually Redline. And I'm thinking about definitely trading in towards the newest model, what they make, but I don't want the wide body. I want something newer than that. So anyway, Tour Red is no extra charge. I think Redline was an extra charge, and it had the black painted roof, but then you got to also have a moonroof, right? So where's the moonroof? Where's the moonroof option? What is this? Yeah, I like these wheels. I don't really like the other wheels that much. I like these wheels right here. Where's the moonroof option? All seasons. Got to have all seasons, otherwise you kill yourself. Black painted roof. Yeah, but where's the moonroof? Where's the moonroof? Interior. That must be an interior feature. Uconnect 4C with 8.4. And Uconnect 4C nav with 8.4. I don't know what the difference. Oh, no. This is the one you want, nav. No, well, listen, all season tires may suck, but you got to remember, in New York City, it rains suddenly, it snows suddenly. So if you want to kill yourself, oh, yeah, you can go ahead and get the summer tires. But you got to understand, I've nearly wrecked that fucking car because of the fact that it came with all season tires. So no, the answer is no. Rear floor mats, goddamn right I need rear floor mats. I don't want no damn children throwing up on my floor or my seats. First of all, Dodge is never going to get rid of the Challenger and the Charger at this point. They have made so much money selling Chargers and Challengers that they will never, they've been moving like 15 Challengers for every one Chrysler 300. They will never get rid of that car. That car for them is like printing fucking money. And they know that they've got everybody in a bind because Mustang ain't got no power. You can hear me say it nice and loud. Mustangs are slow. Audis are slow. BMWs are slow. Mercedes are slow. They don't have any other car out there that's got 797 horsepower. So the thing about it is, Dodge ain't never going to stop making that Challenger or that Charger because they know for them that's like having a money printing machine. All they got to do, sales are slow. You know what we're going to do? We're going to put the Elephant engine in this motherfucker, 1,000 horsepower. Now Mustangs are even slower. Could you imagine? Could you imagine trying to do a car review and you've got a CTS-V that only has 650 horsepower up against a Elephant with 1,000 fucking horsepower? Could you imagine the look on the reviewer's face when he's saying, yeah, this car right here has 400 horsepower less than this one over here? That's disgusting. That's disgusting. Dodge knows goddamn well all they got to do is throw more power into that Charger and that Challenger, and they have a money printing machine. Because at the end of the day, everybody, they can be like, oh yeah, well I don't want a Dodge product because they're not great with reliability. Thing about it is when you go out there and you buy your piece of shit Volkswagen, and you're up against some motherfucker on the next lane who's got 797 horsepower in a street legal car, no mods. He drove out of the dealership with 790 fucking 7 horsepower, and you're driving around a fucking Volkswagen GTI, and you want to race his ass? Shit. Dodge is never getting rid of those two cars. It's like printing money. It's printing money. You have your own money printing machine. That's why, as far as they're concerned, they're like, yeah, fuck these people. What we'll do is we'll keep putting that LX platform, that LY platform, we'll keep putting that out there. And as soon as sales slow down, we'll announce the wide body. And then as soon as sales slow down again, more power, bitches. Oh, you've got 1,000 horsepower? Well, guess what we got? We got 1,500 horsepower. So now you're going to be able to buy a $70,000 car with more power than a Bugatti Veyron. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. What is it? The Veyron had 1,001 horsepower. They got a Elephant engine. Elephants. They got elephants out there. And you're going to put that up against a goddamn Mustang? Or a fucking a Corvette or a Camaro? Are you kidding? That's a joke. Well, if you were on a track, I could beat you around the track. Yeah, I'm sure you could, but guess what, bitch? We're on the street. So there's nothing you could do except lose. Exactly. So Dodge ain't getting rid of those cars. I mean, they've been making the Charger since what, 69? They've been making challenges since, man, they'll never get rid of those cars, man. Those cars are gonna be around forever. I do think what's funny though is the fact that there's been so many people buying these cars that shouldn't have them, and racing cops and speeding and shit and causing accidents. It's like every time you see a Hellcat getting a car wreck, that thing is like, it looks it just looks just destroyed because the person is driving so fast until you get into car accidents 100 plus. Most of these other cars takes them forever to get to 100 plus, but that car just doesn't. That car is too fast. So, I mean, sooner or later, they're going to have to pass laws against people who own these cars. Sooner or later, they're going to have to treat these things like AR-15s. It's crazy out there. The streets are crazy now. Just absolutely crazy. But, we'll just have to wait and see. As soon as the dealer gets the wide bodies, I'm going to be there counting the wide bodies. I'm going to be counting them. And, as far as would I trade in for one, I just don't know because the cars themselves are too small. They need to redesign that car. They need to make it bigger. Like the Jeep is perfect for me in every way. It's perfect. It's got the right amount of power. It's got the most space. It's like, do I recommend getting a used SR Jeep? Absolutely. If you see a used SRT Jeep doesn't have too much mileage, the braking system's in good, if it's in good order, the interior's in good working order, I'd get it. Hell yeah, I'd get it. But me personally, it's like I can't see getting a Charger or a Challenger because the Challenger, the roof is too low for my head, and the Charger is it's too small for me. It's like I'm a big dude. Like The Charger is one of the cars that people love the most because it's so spacious compared to most other cars. It's got so much power. But my thing is, the Jeep is really the perfect all around. Like, it's like driving around in an armored car that has a lot of power. It's like some shit you'd see in one of them Need for Speed or the Fast and Furious movies. It's like you're literally driving around in what feels like an armored car with a lot of power. And the thing about it is, the Jeep, it's perfect when you have friends who want to come with you. If you got like four friends, you can fit five people in that car comfortably. It's like you can't go wrong with the Jeep. I love the Jeep. It's like even if I didn't have a Jeep SRT, I'd have a regular Jeep Grand Cherokee. I love the Jeep. I really do. It's a fabulous car. That's the reason why they won so many awards. But the problem is it's old. It's like they need to redesign these cars. It's like those cars are old now. Yeah, well, Jeep needs to actually, FCA doesn't do any advertising. It's so weird. They don't do any advertising. Oh, big Anthony. The answer to that, Anthony, is it's part of the ride share service. So I don't drive it. It's like the person who drives it right now, he's probably, what is it, 409? He might be at dinner right now and charging it at JFK or whatever, but that's part of the rideshare service. So basically, when I go to the airport tomorrow, when I'm on my way to JFK Airport, one of my guys is going to take me to JFK Airport in one of those cars and drop me off at JFK, but I won't be to the airport until about 11 o'clock tomorrow. No, 10 o'clock tomorrow night. I'll be at the airport at 10 o'clock tomorrow night, and I'll be getting on the plane at about 1:35. It's taking off. And 16 hours later, I will be in Southeast Asia once again. Whatever happened to family cruising? Well, I'll suffice to say this. YouTube is dangerous. YouTube is just like Facebook. There are people who've gone on social media, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, and they've lost everything. Facebook, they maybe said the wrong thing about the wrong person and lost their job, or they said the wrong thing, lost their wife, or they lost their kids, or somebody tracked them down and fucking robbed their house. Family Cruising's channel is dead because basically somebody had a vendetta against him. I don't know if it was the Dodge dealership itself that he claimed caused his car to set on fire. But basically his channel's dead. And not only is his channel dead, but that other dude he was with, that guy, I think they both did some jail time because they said something about family endangerment. But basically his channel's dead. You can't, now that, you got to understand, you can't street race no more. Like, I was reading, I was on, what is it? There was a street racing arrest. And these fucking cops, they're watching, what is this? Street racing arrest. These cops are watching these social media channels, right? Yeah, this was it. At least 12 arrested in street racing bust. And here's the problem. Like, there's a video that I have right now on my phone. No. His channel is done. He's not. Family Cruising is done. His channel is done. He had to erase his videos, I think, because of legal reasons. But no, Family Cruising is done. So the problem is they got him not on street racing, but they got him on child endangerment. And you cannot do shit with kids in these fucking videos. You can't. So he had a kid. What would I do if a fan tracked you down to your house? Well, I've got something on me that doesn't like people who be stalking. And that's all I'm going to say, because like if you watch my videos, me at the range, it's like you already know. I'm kind of like Mr. Organic. I got something. I'm not even going to talk about that something. Not even going to talk about it. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I don't like stalkers. Stalkers are scary. So anyway, at least 12 arrested in street racing bus. So the problem is they treat this shit damn near like the RICO laws. Like they act like if you're a street racer and you're part of a car team, they act like they can come after everybody. And more recently, there was a bunch of Dodge Chargers in Detroit. And what they did was they blocked off the street. And you're going to hear more about this because the cops aren't going to take this shit lying down. And they blocked off the street and they were doing donuts on the fucking highway, right? So you said you were leaving the USA and leaving. Well, okay, 2 pro 2. Number one, I have 2 houses. Nobody knows where they are. That's number one. Number two, If I'm not here, nobody's going to be able to track me down because I'm not here. And as for my cars, I hide my shit. Nobody knows where I live. Nobody knows where I park my cars. So don't worry. I'm very well taken care of. Like you don't see me on YouTube posting like my fucking garage and shit, and it's like Jay Leno and showing you my garage. It's like I don't do that shit because there's some of these people who are haters and they'll try to fucking steal your car. Like I've seen at least 3 guys get their SRTs stolen. They got their wheels stolen. It's like I'm not post. There's certain shit I don't post. So anyway, Detroit police chief addresses viral videos of cars shutting down roads to do donuts. I don't know who did this shit, but you can bet that when they see cars, especially SRT cars, driving around as a group, you can bet that what they're going to start doing is they're going to start profiling you. And the thing about it is, yeah, you see this shit? So basically these morons, what they did was they shut down the highway so that they could do donuts, and they all had Dodge Chargers, right? So here's the problem though. The cops treat that shit like fucking RICO laws. And what they'll do is they'll start profiling you just for driving those cars. They have your license plate in somebody else's video. So that's one of my problems. I don't like showing off my stuff because they know what my license plate is. They know what kind of car I got. They know what license plate is. You can't get away. If they want to track you down, they come right to your house. There's no way to get away from them. They know what your insurance policy is. They know where your car is licensed. They have your driver's license on file. They have your insurance company on file. They know who you are. Look at this guy. Look at this guy right here. You see this guy? You see his fucking license plate? Well, guess what? You can see these people's license plate because you got all these idiots walking around with their cameras. Look at this. Look at this guy right here. Boom, I got one. I mean, this is something, you know, the problem is you've got these really, really powerful cars in the hands of a bunch of dumbasses, and they'll do shit like this, or they'll get into a car accident, speed racing, and this, that, and other. And the next thing you know, the cops are knocking on your door. I don't need that shit. I just had to beat one court case about a fucking pig lies on me and says that I'm doing 70 and a 40. So it's like, my thing is, it's like, nah, you can't mess around. You just can't mess around these days. You just can't do it. They can't stop us. Fuck 12. Yeah. So what do you think? The cops are just going to see this video and they're not going to do nothing about it? They've got fucking cameras all over the highway. They know who you are. They're coming to get you. I mean, why, what makes you think that they're not going to get you? They're going to get you. And they're going to prosecute you all together. And the day that you think that they're never going to get you will be the day they get you. It's fucking crazy. It's like, I'm not trying to mess around. I don't need I don't need any tickets. I don't need that shit. My insurance is high enough. I don't need these motherfuckers fucking up my insurance rates. I love Geico. It's like, seriously, man. It's like, it's like, come on. It's like, it's not like the good old days where you could do street racing and get away with it. These motherfuckers, your own buddies are recording you, and the cops are trolling Instagram, they're trolling Facebook, and they're trolling YouTube. That's why you see me, I'm kind of skittish about posting racing videos. I don't want to post that shit no more, because these fucking cops, they're watching this shit right now. There's at least 3 cops watching me right now. The FBI, the NSA, there's at least 3 of these motherfuckers watching me right now. Saying, yeah, as soon as he does something wrong, we got him. You know, it's like, nah, I ain't got time for that shit. Family cruising is done. He ain't never coming back. He lost his job. He lost fucking child endangerment, really? All he did was give a kid like a drag race. It's like, come on, man, that shit is crazy. They got him for child endangerment, for just doing burnouts with a kid in the car. I mean, come on, that's ridiculous. But they didn't give a fuck. They didn't give a fuck, and they got him. It says, Leia, I can't believe a race I was in was featured in a Big Truck Series video. Oh, Penta starting 8, huh? Paul, my 200 kept up with all those scats pretty well. I'm surprised. Yeah, well, Pentastar Nate, all I'm telling you is that you better be careful because I tell you, if you hang around with groups of these dudes, these fucking cops, they like to pull you over as a group now. They get you on RICO. And God forbid you try to run from them. You're going to end up like fucking Philando Castile. It's like, I'm not even trying to mess around. It's like, right now, especially during the summer, that's when all the hooliganism comes out and everybody's racing and shit, doing street racing. It's like I'm not even trying to do none of that shit. I'm getting the hell out of this country. I'm gonna bury my head in some Filipino scooch. It's like I'm getting the hell out of here. They should have made it bigger, but since it's small, it's light. Yeah, I've complained about the Chrysler 200. They fucked that car. They fuck everything up. I don't know what's wrong with these people. They took an Italian car. The 200 was based on some stupid Italian Fiat. And what they did was they brought that over here. And it was too small. Now, granted, listen, every company needs a small car, but the way they handled this car was so stupid. It's just like the way they handled the Dart. If they had released the Dart as a SRT Dart or something, you'd have had more people interested in buying it. They didn't. The 200, I thought was a pretty cool car with all-wheel drive and the Pentastar V6. It was a very fast car, and it was fun too. Like I drove it. The 200 was I made a video driving it, and I was doing like 100 miles an hour in the V6, and I was actually amazed because I had driven the Chrysler 300 with the same engine, and the 300 was definitely slower. But they keep fucking up by making the cars too small. Even if I'm telling you that the Dodge Charger doesn't have enough rear seat space, or that the 300 and the Challenger don't have enough rear seat space, the 200 was smaller than those cars was. They had less rear seat space. Problem is, in this market, you got to have a big car or you got to do an SUV. If you're not going to do a big car, you got to have a big SUV or you got to have a crossover. Michael Corleone, the chief said they are going to impound the cars and go through the black box. And if they find any illegal activity on the PCM, you will not get your car back. So that's what Detroit is going to do. They're going to fuck these people and take their cars. It's like, I ain't got time for that shit. I need my cars. It's like, if them pigs try to come take my car, it's like, we're going to have a problem. It's like, I don't need that shit. So you're not going to see me doing any illegal street racing because the thing about it is I ain't got time for that shit. It's like, so all these guys better be warned. Better be warned. And the sad thing is, they're doing it so that they can have a nice YouTube channel or so that they can have a nice Instagram. Problem is, what good is your Instagram or your YouTube if you fucking go to jail and you lose everything and you end up with lawyer fees? It doesn't make sense. It's stupid. It just doesn't make sense. It says we need to implement background checks to buy SRT products. I wouldn't be a goddamn bit surprised because the thing about it is, when you buy a car that has that kind of power in it, it's not like they don't know who you are. They know exactly who you are. It's like like the cops are going to be upset. They're going to make you start registering them things, which you have to register anyway just to drive it on the street. But I don't know, man. The future looks bleak. It says the Pentastar, the 200 looks better inside and out than most of the cars coming out in 2020. I have to agree. I have to say, though, with those new Camrys and Accords, they've made those cars bigger. So most of the complaints that people have had based on those cars, it's like most of the complaints have gone. Hi, Corey. What's up? Yeah, Corey, the point of this video was I was letting everybody know that I'm leaving the country tomorrow night. So just letting you know I'm leaving the country. But yeah, I like the 200. I always liked the interior on the 200, but here's my problem. The 200 should have been the Dart, and the Dart could have been something else. I mean, if you wanted to make the Dart, fine, but the problem is Chrysler's cars were too small. The 200 was too small. The 300 is too small. When you're up against the Hyundai Genesis, you have to have a bigger car. And the 300 for the longest was a big, spacious, affordable car. Problem is, you got Hyundai come out and one-upped you, and now they got a Kia 900, and they got the Hyundai, and they got the Cadenza, and they have 5 or 6 cars to your one car. They killed Chrysler. They basically killed Chrysler, not Hyundai, but the SUV market killed Chrysler, and Chrysler didn't adapt fast enough. Yeah, the Dart should have been an SR. They should have been an SRT Dart. I'm very disappointed there was no SRT Dart. If there was an SRT Dart, I think they could have had some longevity in it. But they gave up on that car quick. I mean, I've never seen them give up on a car as quickly as they gave up on the Dart. Like they just gave up on that car, man. And it was a nice little car, but they fucking gave up. They just said, "Nah, fuck it, it's gone," and that's it. Poof, disappeared, just gone. Where's that Dodge Dart at? Yeah, it's amazing. I've never seen them give up. We were supposed to get a Dodge Dart SRT, and they just gave up on that car, man. And when they ran from that, they ran from that. They just gave up on it. It was nice too. It was a nice little car. And you know what's funny about the Dodge Dart? If you look closely, all of the parts in this car are parts that you get from the Dodge Charger. So basically, this was a baby Charger. I remember when everybody was talking smack, like they were like, "Oh, the new Charger looks like a Dodge Dart," and then everybody started buying them. They were like, "Yo, this car is awesome," you know? It's crazy. Honda Civic. I don't even want to hear about those stupid things. Stupid Honda Civic. Honda Civics. Those cars can go to hell. I don't give a damn about no Honda Civic. Or what is it? Volkswagen. I hate guys with Volkswagens. Guys with Volkswagens, I'm out driving, I'm minding my own business, and all of a sudden these GTIs trying to act funny around me. It's like, I don't want to race you. I don't want to race your pathetic little Volkswagen. You keep driving that thing, your little Golf. It's your Golf STI. I don't want you around me. Go away. I'm just driving, minding my own business, and they pull up to me. "Oh yeah, you're afraid to race me? I got a GTI with stage 4. I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Stage 4? What are you talking about?" It's like, "I ain't racing you. Get out of here." It's like, get out of here. It's like, right now I'm on the phone. Leave me alone. "Yeah, I've got stage 4 and I got a manual. I drive like a real man drives because I've got a manual and I've got stage 6. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Leave me alone. I'm up here trying to drive and mind my own business, and everybody up there pulling to me with these Volkswagens up there trying to race me. And then you know who else I hate? These Infinity guys. Because these Infinity guys with these Q50s, all of them trying to race me. It's like they see me, they see the SRT badge, they try to race me. It's like, stay away from my car. Leave me alone. I'm out here minding my business. Leave me alone. Corey, I'm leaving tomorrow night I'm leaving for the airport at about 10 because you got to be there like 2 hours early for security. So basically I'll be there probably by like 10:30 or something, and then I'll get through security. My flight is 1:30. It says that's because they keep dumping money into the SRT. Yo, I've got some dudes who live near me, and all these fucking guys do is work on their shitty fucking Volkswagens. And you hear them out there with those fart can mufflers all day long. And the sad thing is, I have a quiet neighborhood, so when somebody drives through with a fast car, you hear that shit, and it's so annoying. And it's all they did was they take these little ass shit Volkswagen GTIs and these little shit Golfs, and they try to put these big ass mufflers on these things, these exhaust systems, and you hear that shit resonate through your house, and it's like, what the fuck? It's like, I don't want to hear that shit. And it's a slow ass car. It's always broken. It's like they're always working on that shit. It's like, how many times do you have to work on your car, man? It's like, I come home, I park my car, go inside, go to sleep. It's like you guys out there working on pieces of shit every fucking day. It's ridiculous. Those cars are worth 10,000 new. Yeah, no shit. Honda Civics. I don't even have this much problem out of the guys with these new Honda Civics. It's these fucking Volkswagens. These guys with these Volkswagens. My God, I hate these guys. And you're making all that noise only to lose a race. You can't race me. It's like, why are you making all that goddamn noise? Stop making all that goddamn noise. I'm over here trying to sleep. Do you know Tall Guy bought 3 cars? Yes, Corey, I saw him. He bought the McLaren, and he bought the Ram, and he bought the Hellcat Red Eye. Yo, congratulations to him. Me personally, I'm using my money on real estate and fucking traveling. It's like I'm all over the world right now. It's like, to each his own. Me personally, I personally don't need more than 2 cars. One SUV, 1 car is more than enough for me. But you know what? Hey, to each his own. If that's what makes you happy, then that's what makes you happy. And I sure as hell wouldn't be buying no McLaren. If I was buying a car like that, I want that Lamborghini. I want that Aventador. That Aventador. The problem is the Aventador is old now. That Aventador has been out since like what? That Aventador has been out since like what, 2003 or something like that? Like, or 2012 or something like that. That car is old now. They need to make a new Lamborghini. I like Lamborghini. And McLaren I like too, but I wouldn't want a McLaren unless it has the seat in the middle like F1. You know, the McLaren F1 was my favorite car of all time, but I don't have $3 million. In fact, I think they would. What is it? McLaren. I think that car is like $10 million because there's so few of them. Like, I wish McLaren would make more cars with the F1 center seat. Like, I think that was the coolest shit ever. I always thought that was so cool. Yeah, I know. He can't fit in that car. He's taller than me. He's skinny. I'm fat, but he's taller than me. Nobody can fit in these fucking cars. Have you seen the inside of these damn things? Like, you can't fit in the inside of this car. I think the new one is gonna be nice. Like, that's what the new one is supposed to look like. It's called the McLaren Speedtail or something. Like, I think that's gonna be kind of cool. But I don't want to be feeling like I'm driving a computer. I like that McLaren F1. Like, that McLaren F1 has always been my favorite race car. But I don't have $10 million, and I'm not afraid to admit it. I don't have it. So, and even if I did have it, I couldn't fit in that fucking thing because it's tiny. Like, these cars are tiny. Like, I would so love, and apparently 3-seat cars, that used to be a thing. Apparently, I would love to have one of those. I would love to have something like that. That shit would be so cool. If I had that kind of money, I'd have a McLaren F1. But I do not have that kind of money. Center seat. That shit is hot. I like that. But anyway, I guess I'm going to get ready to end this live stream because I'm getting ready to go out in about an hour. So, in fact, a little less than an hour. But basically, the whole point of this video was just to let everybody know that I'm leaving the country tomorrow night. And I'm going to be out of the country for a month. That was the whole point of this video. What do I think about the new Bugatti? That shit is awesome. I don't have $3 million to afford it though. It's like I wish I had that kind of money because I'd have one. If I had 3 million, if I was a billionaire and I had 3 million to put down on a fucking Chiron, oh believe me, I'd have one. I just don't got it. Oh yeah, I'd love to have one. What do you think about the new Hellcat, the wide body? Well, I was talking about that a while ago. It's nice, but I can't see buying another Charger and paying that kind of money for another Charger. I can't see it, especially this late in the game. When I bought the Hellcat, I was the first person around here to have a Hellcat. And then everybody else started getting them. And, you know, it's like now it's like they got the wide body. It's like the wide body Challenger doesn't sell that well. You know, it's like those cars sit on the lots because that extra $8,000, it's very hard to finance that, you know. So my thing is, whatever I buy next, I'm probably going to lease it because I have financed my Jeep. So it's like whatever, if I buy another race car, I'll lease it and that'll be that. So this way, every 2 years, I can get something new. You know, 2 years is a long time, depending upon, you know, how time flies or whatever. But we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm not, you know, I'm not like locking myself into anything, but I would rather lease it though. I really would. But that's that. So it's 4:32. Mercedes is horrible. Come on, Pennistar, don't say that. Mercedes has the best interiors there are on the market right now. Mercedes interiors are incredible. McLaren P1. This is a P1. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, no, don't say that. I love Mercedes. I love Mercedes. I like Mercedes way more than BMW, and hell of a lot more than Audi. But yeah. So basically, that's it. If you tune in tomorrow, you'll probably see a notification go up. Thank you, Michael. Thanks a lot. You'll probably see a notification go up around 10:30. That should be about the time that I'm at the airport. Yeah, Corey, you can hit me up on Gmail, no problem. Why don't I buy a Mercedes S-Class? Well, I'll say it like this. Depending upon what Chrysler puts out next, if I'm not impressed, I might just buy the new S-Class when they redesign it. Like right now, a lot of the S-Classes, you see a lot of people buying them used, and they're getting them for less than $60,000. I don't like driving around here with a Mercedes because the problem is everybody assumes you're a cab driver or Uber. And my thing is that car doesn't stand out like my Jeep. My Jeep really does stand. I can't see. I right now I'm not interested. It's like later on maybe I'd be interested, but right now I'm not interested. So that's all I have to say. Yeah, well, I know the Mercedes is not slow, and I love that interior. I love that car. But my thing is, it's like right now that's just not what I want. Right now I'm happy buying SRT products, and I like what SRT offers right now. But my question is, what is coming next? And you're right, depreciation destroys S Class. If you buy an S Class and you finance it, that car is very expensive, but the depreciation rate is ridiculous. You lose like $40,000 to $50,000 before you even hit 10,000 miles. That's insane. Like I can't imagine that a car like that literally will. The depreciation rate on that car will cost you $10 a mile. That's insane. I just can't see that. I can't see that. Yeah. So it says put your T-shirt, put your Jeep on the back of your or truck. Oh, don't worry. My cars are gonna be locked in a garage in an undisclosed location. Don't worry. Nobody's getting to any of my stuff. I got an ADT watching that shit. Don't even worry about that. That's all good. So anyway, tomorrow you'll get a notification about 10:30, and I'll be at JFK Airport. I'll be leaving the country. So I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys then at the airport, and then after that, I'll be out of contact for 16 hours, and I'll see you once I get to Quezon City. Oh, the Jeep's going just fine. 42,000 miles or something like that. It's doing just fine. I love it. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. So no, nobody borrows my cars. I don't even want my mama driving my car, so because I'm afraid she'll fuck up the wheels. But yeah, so that's it. So look for the notification tomorrow. So I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. I'm gonna go meet some people someplace. So I'll see you guys a little bit later. Enjoy your night, and I'll see you tomorrow at about 10:30.